This is my July raised bed update, and as you know I have 3 raised beds, a top bed, a middle bed and a bottom bed. This is the top bed, and what you're looking at now are some Swedes that I sowed earlier this year, sown indoors and brought outdoors as small plants. Next to the Swedes we've got some dwarf broad beans. The dwarf broad beans were also sown indoors and brought outside. I've had lots of beans off those so far this year, and there's quite a few still to go, but I think by the time you see the video after this one, those beans will probably be out. Next to those beans there's some beetroot. You may just be able to see the beetroot. Those beetroot were brought out as germinated seeds and put in the bed, so they weren't even plants when they were brought out. They were germinated seeds, and they all seem to have got away. I've had none of those beetroot yet, but I have had some out of the bottom bed. Next to those are parsnips. See, those parsnips are quite tall. I'm using spreader bars to try and keep them vertical, otherwise they'll fall over onto the beetroot and overcrowd them. So these parsnips are looking really good at the moment. Big tops, but who knows what's on the bottom. We'll only find out when we lift those, and they've got a few months to go. But they were seedlings germinated indoors and brought out as plants. Next to those, hiding behind those, are a row of leeks. You just see those leeks peeping out. They were started indoors, brought out as small plants and planted, and they're looking good as well. And next to those are some more leeks that I've planted where there used to be 2 rows of carrots, which were an absolute disaster. The carrots were no good, didn't flourish. Perhaps they couldn't get enough light, I don't know. And then those parsnips that you're looking at now, those parsnips were germinated seeds, brought outdoors and planted, so they weren't even plants, they were germinated seeds. If you want to know how to do that, there is a video on the channel that will show you how to do that. Okay, so that's my top bed. We'll go and do the middle bed now. This is the middle bed, and what you'd expect to see at the front of this middle bed are some shallots. I've lifted those shallots and they're currently drying out. These are the shallots. I've replaced those shallots with some dwarf runner beans and some dwarf broad beans. And just at the corner there you should be able to see a courgette, and I've had my first courgette off that, and there's several courgettes on that at the moment. Okay, if we go further into the bed, these are my Stuttgarter Giants. These onions are really doing the business. I'm really pleased with those, but unfortunately behind those we have what I term a red skin massacre. There were 40 red skin onions in this bed, but there aren't now, and I've had to throw quite a few of them out because they either didn't grow, wouldn't grow, went soft or went to seed. And everywhere you can see a white pebble on this bed represents a red skin onion that's bit the dust, so to speak. I think there were 40 red skins in there. You're now lucky if there's a dozen left. And these onions here at the back, these are Sturon, and they seem to be doing quite well, although the ones at the back, they suffered because the potatoes at the back that I've got growing in bags on the path, the tops on those were as high as the fence and actually fell over onto the onion bed. So I've had a battle on my hands trying to make sure everybody gets an equal share of light, but clearly the Stuttgarter Giants at the front, they've had plenty of light and looking good. This is my bottom bed. a couple of courgettes in this end of it that I'm hoping to train over onto the path. I haven't quite managed that yet. Next to that is some dwarf runner beans. Well, if I can manage to show you a couple of these, that's the sort of thing you're going to get. I've had quite a few feeds off these dwarf runner beans. And I guess by the next time we do a video, you're not going to see these plants, they'll be out with something else there. Under this board, you can see this board, I've actually got a row of small turnips planted. I've only put the board on there to keep the sun off them because it's absolutely scorching today. That's a row of spring onions that you're familiar with. And under that board I've sown some lettuce, and again I'm trying to keep the sun off with that. There used to be some lettuce in this location on the bed, but they got out of hand, they bolted. Some of them were 2 foot tall. I just couldn't eat them as fast as they were growing, so I've had to clear them out and put something else in. These are the beetroot that I planted. I've had 2 or 3 of these beetroot by now. They're absolutely lovely. I think these are going to be a success, the beetroot. Behind those are some carrots, and again you can see stretcher bars trying to divide the crops up so they get equal amounts of light. These carrots, it's early for those yet. And right at the back we've got some more leeks growing. And probably in the shot you'll see those bags that I'm talking about. Those potato tops were as high as that fence, and I struggled to stop them falling onto the raised beds. Anyway, that's your raised bed update for July.